Longboarding Mom. I finished making the monster cookies. I baked some pizza because you have to have something to eat other than cookies and fudge, right? So we ate some pizza and now it is time to make the Maxine cookies. But guess what? I had forgotten the Rice Krispies, so I had to go to town and get them. So that's why I got pizza. And I got a few other ingredients while I was there for other things and stuff. But the Rice Krispies, that's kind of an important ingredient. And town is just not like 2 minutes, 5 minutes away. It's a trip to town. So my Maxine cookies, nobody's probably heard of them. It's a recipe I found in the Oregonian newspaper, probably back in 2002. This book was made in 2010. I made this for my family. It's called The Newcomer's Guide to the Property Grub Cookbook. I had written it and got all the recipes from my family and friends, and it's our cookie recipes, it's our taco soup recipe, it's my favorite macaroni salad recipe. But today we're making Maxine cookies, and the way I made this recipe is really simple. You put all the dry ingredients together, you put all the wet ingredients together, you add the ingredients at the very end that are delicate, and then you bake it in the oven. So this is my cute little cookbook, and we're going to get started here in just a little bit. Some of the ingredients are already measured, some of the ingredients are not. I'm going to preheat the oven to 350, and we're going to get everything in front of us and my mixing bowl and my cookie sheet and bake some more cookies. We are going to start with the wet ingredients first. I need 1 cup of soft butter. This butter is super soft this time. I don't need to cream it as much as I did last time. Oops. So 1 cup of soft butter. And we're gonna whip it around there. We're gonna use 1 cup of vegetable oil. If you have coconut oil, I like to use that in place of vegetable oil. The recipe did call for vegetable oil though. Mix that around. I need 1 cup of sugar and 1 cup of brown sugar. Probably really shouldn't stick your thing in there because you can get caught on the paddle. So always turn it off first. Don't be a longboarding mom and stick your spoon or spatula in while it's on. Always turn it off first. So that is getting creamed together. We're going to get our 1 cup of brown sugar, and I'm hoping this is enough in this one, otherwise I gotta open the new one. I really don't have the space for big containers, so I try to keep everything in the package that they come in, because sometimes they store better that way. I have just enough brown sugar, and there's just a little bit left in that bag, so I'm going to put it away. I'm going to stop that, add the brown sugar, cream it together. I need 1 more teaspoon of that, but before I add that, I'm going to add 1 egg. So that is a lot of oil and butter. This cookie is a buttery cookie, and it's really, really good. But I have kind of changed the recipe up a little bit. I'm going to stick this in here. Give my egg a good sniff. We're going to mix that egg in now. That is my wet ingredients besides the 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And let's get that in there. One teaspoon of vanilla. Pour that right in there. That vanilla smells so good. Get that mixed around. You don't want to over mix it either, so you just want to kind of incorporate every ingredient. Okay, so those are done. I've got to put in my baking soda and my salt. I need a teaspoon of that. We're not going to use this one because we got it all wet. So we're going to pull out our other ones. Told you I had a lot. 1 teaspoon of salt. Poured a little bit too much in. So we poured some back. So that's 1 teaspoon of that. 1 teaspoon of the baking soda. I always level it off. And sometimes it doesn't level it just right. So you got to do it again. Okay, leveled that off. Added it. We are going to mix that around. Like I said, normally I put my dry ingredients in a bowl and mix it together, but we are going to do that right now in front of you. And 3 cups of flour goes into this recipe. So I'm not sure exactly how many cups of flour it used to call for, but because I changed the recipe a little bit, I add less flour to it now, and I'll tell you why in just a second. Mix that around just a little bit. Grab another cup. When I level it off, I don't press too hard on there because I don't want to like pack the flour into the bag. I just kind of want to level it off. So we are going to finish mixing this in just a bit. Add the other cup. I'm not making that big of a mess without my guard. Get the sides straight. I'm going to turn it off so I can get all the way down to the bottom. I'm going to lift this up so you can see it's still a wet mixture. Not 2 cups of flour. Let's get 1 more cup to add to it. I have gone through a lot of flour in the last couple days baking, doing the gingerbread houses, the mini gingerbread houses and cookies and stuff, and I made homemade tortillas, and so that was like more than 10 pounds of flour. Turn it back on. We're adding the last cup of flour. That's 3 cups. Not bad. I didn't spill that much. It's getting to a cookie consistency, but it's still too soft. And now comes the last 3 ingredients. Actually, 4 ingredients, because I add chocolate chips to them at the very end. I do some without, and then I add some with because I like them. So we've got 1 cup of oatmeal, 1 cup of coconut, and 1 cup of Rice Krispies. And the reason why I decreased my flour is because I added another 1/2 cup of coconut, because I really like the coconut in these cookies. So it really called for 1 cup or 1/2 cup of the coconut, and now it's 1 cup of coconut. So these 3 ingredients go in the bowl. I'm going to add the oatmeal first and keep it in the paddle, and then I'm going to turn the paddle off and add the last 2 ingredients. Make sure all the flour and everything is mixed in. And see, it's still kind of a soft consistency, and that's where the coconut and the yummy Rice Krispies come in. It's a buttery, crispy cookie. It's really, really yummy. And that's why now I can't decide which one is my favorite. I say, oh, I love Maxine cookies, but you know, those monster cookies with the peanut butter in them are just amazing. Okay, I'm having a hard time getting that off. There we go. I was turning it the wrong way. Take that off so you can see what that looks like. We're going to add the coconut. Might as well add the Rice Krispies. Let's just stir them all in together. All together into the bowl. I like Rice Krispies, but I like chocolate Rice Krispies because I like to make Rice Krispie treats with them. But I add chocolate to everything, so not everybody likes chocolate in everything. And some people are allergic to chocolate. Allergic to chocolate? Okay, so that is all mixed in. I turned my oven off to let it cool a little bit after the pizza because the temperature is different. So now it is reheating. I'm going to put some of this on cookie sheets, and hopefully the oven will be preheated by then.
I know not all of them, but some of them.
Yeah. So later I saved some of the monster cookies so I can show you how I saved them for Santa.
You got your food sealed?
Yeah. These cookies bake in the oven at 350 for the same minutes the other cookies were, at 11 minutes, maybe 12. But I always do a test batch first. And this cookie thing is just a little bit bigger than a tablespoon, I think. So I had to bake those other cookies for a little bit longer. So I'm trying to not fill it as full. So that is going to be my test batch. We'll see how they turn out after we bake them. My cookies are going in the oven. First batch, test batch is what I always call them. I know that different elevations call for different amounts of flowers and different times and stuff like that. We're at 23 feet because the ocean is just over there somewhere. And so I had to adjust my times just a little bit because we used to live at 1,000 feet. So it does vary where you live. So let's put this in the oven. We're going to test it and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. These cookies really only need about 10 minutes. They are golden brown. They're kind of poofy, but they will flatten out and they're going to be buttery and crispy all at the same time. Kind of soft and chewy. I don't know how that happens, but with all the ingredients inside, they're just amazing. So we are going to put more in the oven, and later I will show you how to put them away for Santa. We will actually be able to bake new ones for Santa. So we'll see in a little bit. My cookies are cool enough to take off the pan. Look at that. Golden brown. I'm not even using the spatula, they're just coming right off. Oh, that one's gonna break. I'll show you the gooey inside. Completely done. Do you like to eat your cookies fresh out of the oven, or do you have to wait until they're completely cool? I like them fresh out of the oven. They're buttery. They melt in your mouth. Yum. Thank you for watching my baking today and making fudge. It is a little bit softer than what I want it to be, but you can put it in the refrigerator and it hardens up just fine. I'm going to show you what my cookie tray looks like. It's got my Maxine cookies there, the chocolate Maxine cookies, fudge in the middle, and all of my monster cookies. And this is just a small tray that's going to my dad's house. I'll probably make a little one for my daughter and her family, and probably a tray for work because I told them about my fudge and now they all want fudge. So that's why it's a good thing you make the big thing of fudge. You can share with everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and like. If you have any questions, comment below and I will answer them if I can.